So, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I'm Garcella Robinson. This is my little part of the world where I talk about books, anything that's happening in the book community, and of course, whatever I want because this is my channel. So, guys, I know y'all can see I have a new little setup. I'm currently on a work trip in Vegas. I was planning on giving you guys a whole vlog, but you know, it was too much going on, too much rushing around, and I was kind of sad to be away from my siblings. But today I'm going to be bringing you guys a review of a long awaited book that I ended up buddy reading with my friend, and that's Blood Moon. So I have a lot to say, so let's go ahead and get into the nitty gritty. So I ended up rating Blood Moon 3 stars. Yeah, I know. But it's not that I didn't like it. So we're gonna go ahead and get into everything that I didn't like about it and everything that I did like about it. So first, starting off with the synopsis, this book takes place in, I believe I'm not 100% sure. I kind of don't. It said the Midwest. It's a little town, you know. So we have our main character. Her name is Mirabella. So she has been living on the stories and kind of like the norm or something that they like bedtime stories of werewolves and vampires. She always was told this story by her mom, and then past like couple years later, her mom ended up disappearing, and it's just her and her dad, Bobby. So she kind of like starts to resent her mom, starts to hate her mom, and she gets a letter in the mail that she's accepted into a university. So Mirabella has just been going through it, but she noticed that she don't know who signed her up for the school, but she sees this as a perfect opportunity to try to be normal and also show her dad that she's not as not as weak as he kind of like perceive her to be, that that she's willing to continue on even after losing somebody so important to her life. Mirabella get to this university and she ended up meeting two boys, one named Seven and the other one named Julian. Now Julian ended up kind of like sparking this like kind of like a rage or hate between the two. End up sparking that hate, and Seven is her childhood crush that she knew since she was younger, and he kind of like everything that she wants to be, and Julian everything that she wants right now. So a whole bunch of stuff ended up happening. We already end up getting into it. I don't want to give any spoilers, but yes, there's literally just so much happened. But yeah, that's pretty much the synopsis. So let's go ahead and get into what I didn't like about it. So starting off, I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna put it right here, there might be some spoilers, maybe. I'm gonna try to like kind of like cut in between, so I really won't be end up ruining the book for you, but also being able to make it enjoyable. So I'll end up having it and letting you guys somewhat know. I know when I be rambling, I kind of just, the spoilers just be out there. It be out there. But starting off, I feel like the one thing that I didn't like about it, and it was one thing that's been talked about in the kind of like good reads and reviews about it, is the blatant similarity to not Vampire Diaries, to Twilight. I didn't like that about it. I felt like there was just so much potential for her to get off of the Twilight realm. Now don't get me wrong, I am happy that we were able to get it in a black woman's perspective, and see how we would end up going through it, going through us being in a Twilight scenario centered around centered around us, or centered around black women. But I will say there are similarities to Twilight. I wouldn't say it's a carbon copy, because I'm not gonna lie, I have read many books. I feel like this was one thing that I didn't like about the reviews, because I feel like when you get into a YA, especially like with a vampire werewolves type thing, it will have a lot of similarities to works, or I feel like not even just vampires and werewolves, especially like fae, because these are the books that inspired us when we was younger, when we was writing. So of course it was show in our books, but I feel like this is not the only one, and I feel like it's kind of being held to that standard. But there are similar books to those books. But I do feel like I really hope that she would get off the path, and at the end of the book she starts to get off that Twilight path. Another thing, I felt like I was lied to. Okay, I felt like I was lied to. Don't get me wrong. If you have not watched any of my other videos, I'm pretty sure somewhere in there I mentioned that I am not a Vampire Diaries. I believe that's what it's called. I'm not a Vampire Diaries type of girl, but I was so happy. Like, I saw little clips and snippets because, of course, when you grow up with like 10 sisters, you end up having a little knowledge on Vampire Diaries because at least one of them was watching it. So, yeah, I got a little gist of it, and I hated the way that Bonnie was being treated. And I feel like when Brittany was mentioning that Bonnie was kind of like her centerpiece, how she wanted to give him a story, I was kind of like, okay, yeah, yeah, like I want to be able to see it and, get Bonnie some limelight. Even if, like, I feel like it would have been better if it was a car, like, if it referenced off Vampire Diaries a lot, but I feel like this reference off Twilight a lot, like a lot. Like, there was just so many similarities, so many. Like, because I ended up buddy reading this with my friend, and she loves Twilight. My friend who buddy read it with me, she loves Twilight. I only read the first book, so I was able to miss some of those pieces, except I watched the movies, and I love the movies. So, of course, I was kind of like picking up a lot too. Like, the dad, he's a police officer. She calls all of them by their first name. Some of them got, like, her name is Mirabella. Julian, I felt like it was closer to Jacob. Yeah, just it was yeah, it was pretty close. Now, like I said, I really feel like she should have referenced off that. I feel like this is kind of like false advertising when she say it gives, like, she wants to be able to spotlight Bonnie, because I feel like Bonnie was nowhere in here. Bonnie was nowhere in here, and I hated that. I'm not gonna lie, don't get me wrong. Without that, I felt like I probably would have still picked up the story because, like I said, I'm not a Vampire Diaries type of girl. But I feel like if she would have said through the eyes of Twilight, then I would have understood. But I feel like with this, there was no closeness to Vampire Diaries or Bonnie at all. So I just want to clear that up because I feel like it's not mentioned a lot, and it really needs to be mentioned, because I'm not going to lie, a little bit, it kind of made me a little bit upset because I was just expecting to get some Bonnie, okay, some Bonnie time. But, and especially because I feel like when you like watch the interview clips, you could tell how much that the director did not like Bonnie, even though Bonnie was supposed to get with Damien. Like, I was really expecting something similar to that, and we just did not get that in this book. Now, let me think. Is there anything else I didn't like about it? Oh, at the end, I felt like it was really rushed. There was like so much going on, especially with it only being a short book. We was able to finish this in like 2 or 3 days. So it's pretty much a short book. And in the back, of the story, like, there's just so much rushing. And I'm not gonna lie, Brittany, she says like, oh, I want to be able to give it in the perspective of a black female main lead, and just centered around blackness, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, when I was reading this book, especially with the decisions that half of these characters was making, I really felt like she could have literally made all of them white. I know. Don't bash me, but I really felt like she could have made all these characters white, and I wouldn't have thought nothing of it. I feel like there was one instance where she ended up mentioning, me and my friend ended up talking about it, but she ended up mentioning one other person, and the character was of Asian descent, and as much screen time as this girl got, I really forgot that she was even in the story. I'm not gonna lie. My friend was asking me, like, she was like, oh, do you remember her name? I was like, no, I don't even remember her name. I think she was mentioned like twice. I will say, yeah, that was one thing that I didn't like about it. I felt like she really didn't put no perspective of being black in there at all. It was more like, oh yeah, this person is brown, or their skin glowing and stuff like that. I feel like there was no references to blackness at all. These characters were just black, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like usually when you read a book, you like, oh, okay, yeah, those my people. But in this one, we I'm not gonna lie, we were not there. We weren't there. Listen. Okay, don't bash me. I'm just saying how it is. I always give my truthful reviews, because I never want to end up leading you astray. Okay, leading you astray. I want to let y'all know exactly what y'all getting into, especially with these popular books, because I'm not gonna lie, they be fooling me, and I don't want them to be able to fool y'all. Okay, I don't want them to be able to fool y'all, especially with that Bonnie lead, because you lied to us. There was no Bonnie here. Um, I would say another thing that I did not like about it is how much I did not like Mirabella. Okay, I did not like Mirabella so much. This is gonna be my last thing because I don't want to bash this book. There are some goods in here. Okay, there are some goods. But back to what I was saying. I did not like Mirabella at all. Like, this girl literally made me so angry. She made me so angry. I feel like it was mainly because there was instances where the main male character leads, they were trying to kind of like help her out or help her get a better understanding. And she kind of like, I don't know, it's just some things that the way that she was acting, I just would not expect that from like the person that she was trying to portray. Like, there was instances where she was getting herself in a lot of situations that she literally could have saw herself out of, but she just kept getting into it. She always wanted to argue over like the smallest thing. She always wanted to argue over the smallest thing with Julian. I really hate the way that, because I don't really like, if you must know, I really don't like triangle romances. The only time that I like a triangle romance if the girl, well, the guy like the girl and the girl like that other guy, and that guy not really, I wouldn't say he not stunting, but they take a moment before he end up looking at her. Or if the guy like the girl and the girl like the other guy and the guy like her. The math is mathing in my head, okay? And she not really stunting that other guy who like her. That makes sense. You get what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm trying to say. But yes, I don't really like triangle romances. So I feel like with this, she really didn't do a triangle romance well for me. I feel like there was no chemistry with one of the other characters. I'm not going to say who. There was no chemistry with that person, but the main sorry, I'm tripping. The author did not, like, she tried to portray it like they had chemistry, but there was none at all. And there was like, oh yeah, like, you know how like when you're writing a book, and well, not even when you're writing a book, when you're reading a book and they kind of like the author references to all these things that this person is feeling, all the things that this person is doing. But I feel like when you could write about that, but are the words actually like kind of like inputting that into my soul, where I feel like even without knowing that this character has this badassery, you're able to prove it through the actions that they're doing. Like, you could say whatever you want, you could put whatever on the page that you want, but if I'm not feeling like that portrayal, it's not really there. It's just the author saying that they are badass, but there is no badassness to, yeah, it's not aligning. And I feel like with that relationship, one of them, I'm not gonna say who, with that relationship, there was just no chemistry at all, and I felt like it was kind of pointless, to the point that I feel like it really didn't even give me like it was a triangle romance. It was just like, oh, this dude there, and she like, literally, we don't even get barely any screen time with him, and she's already talking about some, oh yeah, like, he makes me feel this way, that way, but they barely see each other. But with the other guy, she see him all the time. And there was instances where he kind of like came off as this, oh, like, I don't like you, blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, we might end up getting enemies to lovers type stuff. And then he became a simp. Yeah, he ended up becoming a simp. Like I said, I'm not gonna say who. If you want to pick up the book, I don't want to give no spoilers, especially if you want to pick up the book. But yes, this man ended up becoming a simp. And this girl literally was walking over him, and she was like missing so many signs. And talk about some, oh, I don't want to know, but I want to know. Like, girl, be for real. But yes, that's all the things. That's what I didn't like about the book, and that's the reason why I gave it 3 stars. But like I said, this was still a somewhat enjoyable read. Like, I feel like it was kind of like one of those books, like when you reread Twilight, don't get me wrong, everybody knows, at least I know, that Twilight is okay. Even the movies are okay. They are okay. But I feel like it'd be just so entertaining that you're willing to pick up the second book, and I feel like that's this for me. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into everything that I did not like about this book. I mean, well, that I did like about it. Sorry. We already didn't. What I did like about this book. Okay, to all the things that I did like about this book, I feel like the main thing that I like about this book is how entertaining it is. I feel like this book will literally continue to keep you going, okay? Like, I feel like there was times, because like usually when I'm buddy reading with my friend, we'll like literally stop at every 100 pages, talk about it, discuss it, and stuff like that. And it was like after every 100 pages, it kept making me want to read it, okay? It kept making me want to read it. Also, too, like, I feel like that was one of the things that I did like about it. I also liked how there's this part at the end where we end up getting it, like, kind of like Mirabella end up, like, she ended up making her, and like, it's hard to explain it because I don't want to give any spoilers, but we end up getting the vampire and werewolves in a totally different perspective. I really didn't expect the kind of like the lore that she ended up creating. I really love that. I also feel like she ended up making these characters more young adult, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm sick of reading high school books, especially with them being romances. Like, I really loved that she put them in college. Like, I feel like they're supposed to be. She put them in college. Like, you really get a perspective of them being growner. I would really say that. Like, I feel like this was a way more healed version of Twilight, with different characters, different perspectives. So I feel like that was really enjoyable. It was really, really enjoyable. I love the spin that she ended up doing. I do feel like for the second book, I do plan on picking up the second book. I'm not gonna lie, she did come out with this book this year, so I'm kind of thinking that she's gonna end up dropping it next late next year. I feel like she's gonna drop the second book, but I really did like this book, and I really can't wait to read the second one. Now, like I said, with all those bad things, that's the reason why I rated it a 3-star. But I really feel like with that being a 3-star, especially with this being a debut into this new series, she have 2 other books, but a debut into this series, I feel like she really has so much potential with this series, and really, like, there's only so far that she could lead us astray. And I will say that I feel like a younger version of me would have loved this book and would have gave it 5 stars. I probably would have reread it again and be like, that's not that good. But I feel like that's because I have the mind, like, pretty much the perspective that I do now. I don't have that same perspective as I did when I was younger. So I feel like if you're a teenager, you will absolutely love this book, especially like being from the suburbs and stuff like that. This will be a perfect book for you. But like I said, I just want to reiterate, nothing. Y'all did my girl Bonnie wrong, okay? Y'all did my girl Bonnie wrong. I really do like this. I feel like it shouldn't be getting as much bash as it do, because it's really not that bad. It's really not that bad. I just feel like it's okay and has the potential to be great, especially with that cliffhanger she left us on. Now, yes, it is a cliffhanger. Oh, I'm holding it upside down this whole entire time. With that cliffhanger, she done doing her big one. And it made me want more. So me and my friend, we do plan on doing the second book. And yeah, I wouldn't say I recommend to pick this up, especially if you're older and you don't really like that much paranormal, because like this probably would irk your nerves. But if you love paranormal and you're willing to be like, okay, let me pick this book up because I want to see it in the perspective, a different perspective, then yes, I would pick this up. Or if you just now getting into reading and you love Twilight and Vampire Diaries and you want to get some more books like it, then I would recommend this. And if you're a young teen and you want to be able to experience that paranormal world, then yes, I would say this is a good first book to start. But with somebody who's more advanced into reading, who really love their paranormal to make a lot more sense, then I don't really feel like this is for you. And you might want to kind of like go in there a little, maybe get it on Kindle or something, or EPUB before you end up buying the physical, because I feel like you might not like it. And that's really a lot of the times, like, the people who are reviewing it, they are people who are more advanced. So I kind of feel like we're kind of giving it that bias, when this really, I feel like this really spotlights more for young teens, young adults, and not people who have already been reading paranormal and reading books, reading fantasy, where it's like it's automatically making sense, and there's just like, this is for entertainment purposes, okay? Entertainment purposes. You're not digging as deep. This is literally for you. So yes, that's pretty much all I had to say that I liked about it. I feel like, yes, I know the balance is imbalancing. That's exactly why I gave it 3 stars and took those 2 stars, because I was going to give it 4, but I feel like I don't like to give books ratings just for my entertainment. Like, sometimes I do, especially if it was really, really, really good, then yes, I will do that. But I feel like for this one, it was just okay, but the potential to be great. But Brittany, girl, don't try us like that again. Don't be mentioning no Bonnie and Bonnie not nowhere to be seen, okay? Nowhere to be seen. This was literally all Twilight. But I'll give you your big one because you did write a good book, and I really love this cover. I love the sprayed edges. It's so pretty. And on the inside, she did do her thing. But girl, don't play in our face like that. Don't be giving no false advertisement, because that's exactly what this was. False advertisement. But yes, So thank you once again for staying to the end of the video. If you did stay to the end of the video, let me know down in the comments if this video made you want to not pick it up, or made this video made you want to pick it up, or if you read it and you got some things that you want to, conversate in the comments. But once again, guys, thank you so much for staying to the end of the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to get more videos like this, and I'll see you guys on the next one.